Hi, I'm Tony, and this is your daily tarot reading. So let's see what messages we have for you today. So that was nice. All three cards just jumped out in a nice little, oh, we got bonus. We got 4 cards. So up first we have regret. We have regret. See if we can get that to focus. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus. There we go. Regret. We have romantic feelings. We have date. Uh-oh. So as you see, it says courting, dating, anniversary, and meetup. And lastly, we have surrender. Okay, so it looks like some of you, okay, I'm reading this 2 different ways to take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Some of you regret that you have had romantic feelings that you did not surrender to, that you have resisted those romantic feelings, and these regrets are something that you are dealing with now, okay? And then for the other half of you, some of you have regrets about the fact that you've had you've surrendered to romantic feelings, perhaps even thought about going on a date with someone, or actually did go on a date. So there is some of that. And then for the rest of you, okay, the ones of you who are not either having regrets because you didn't act on romantic feelings with somebody, or you did act on romantic feelings, let's say you're in a relationship, okay? Because that's obviously for the people who are single. For those of you who are in a relationship, there could be some regret. You know, you're wishing that you're either you are having a regret or you're having a regret about your partner, but it has to do with the feeling that they are not surrendering, they're not allowing the romantic feelings to come. Perhaps they're sitting in a place of stress, perhaps they're sitting in a place where they're not allowing themselves to surrender to whatever the issue is that they're dealing with. And so romantic feelings and going on dates and celebrating things like anniversaries, just going out and, you know, spending time together is not happening, okay? So let's see. As always, everybody, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, okay? So angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides, what messages do we have for whoever is watching today? So let's begin with the past. Let's see, how did we get here? How did we get to the point of regret over having romantic feelings? So first we have the 2 of Wands, and then we have the Lovers. Here's Gemini in reverse. And lastly, as way too many cards, just 1 card, please, Spirit, just 1 card. There we go. Page of Pentacles. All right. So Spirit said, yeah, this is for all of you. It's either you're single, taken, it doesn't matter. Just take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because this is for everyone who is watching. If you are here, it is not an accident, because here we have the Lovers in reverse. And as you know, the Lovers has a lot to do with having romantic feelings, but there is something about a relationship. The plans did not go as planned. Situation, I should say, did not go as planned, but that does not mean that you've given up hope on this relationship. There is still something about this relationship that matters enough to you that you're willing to invest into this relationship. So let me just say, I do feel like for those of you who are in a partnership, it could be that in the beginning of this partnership, when you were just dating, when you were just becoming invested in this partnership, with this, whoever this is, these romantic feelings were developing, you know, you just surrendered to them, you just really fell in love. But the thing is that perhaps this person may not have been on the same, what's the word is, love language, may not have the same love language as you, may not understand your love language, whatever this is. There's some type of, communication issues, or not being able to understand each other at a romantic level here, because obviously there's a hiccup. There's a hiccup here. There's something going on where you're not understanding each other. You're not going in the same direction even. But you didn't give up on them. You didn't. But those of you who are not in a relationship, those of you who are single, you're having a hard time finding the forever, okay? It's like you've been waiting, and but that doesn't mean you gave up, all right? So let's move into the present time. So whatever's happening, whether you're single or taken, whatever the problem is, whatever the issue is, whether you're remaining single, not able to find the person of your dreams, or whether you're in a relationship at that point and, you know, it just wasn't what you hoped, it doesn't matter. This is not something that was worth, you know, pushing back on. You just carried forward. So let's see where that took you. Let's see where we are at right now. And let's see, why do we have regret around romantic feelings? Starting out kind of loud there, y'all. 5 of Swords. Oh my. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. We have the 2 of Pentacles. That's also a timing card. We'll come back to that here in just one moment. And then we have, there's the Devil. Now, something to make note of. The Lovers here, this is Gemini, and the Devil, this is Capricorn. But these 2 couples, even though on this deck they're not depicted as the same couple, they are considered the same couple. The Lovers are the same couple that is supposed to be here with the Devil. So as you notice, they both came out in reverse. So there are some issues going on here with this relationship, is what this is saying. And what I'm seeing is that the 2 of you are definitely just not seeing eye to eye. But the problem about something is something pretty important. And what I think, this is for those of you who are in a relationship, but there's something about perhaps you either have regrets around, because there's regret for sure here with 5 of Swords. This causes a lot of regret. It feels like you're just maybe not saying anything. It could be that you're keeping what's bothering you to yourself. But I definitely feel like the problem, it doesn't necessarily have to be that you don't speak the same love language. Although date is on the table, it could be that they forgot your anniversary. It could be that they, you know, maybe you do need to go out and spend time in a romantic time, just the 2 of you alone on a date, a weekend away, vacation, whatever. But whatever this is, you 2 are definitely not, or this person is not meeting some type of need that is very important for you, okay? And the thing is, though, it doesn't feel like you're speaking up. It doesn't feel like you're speaking up. You're just trying to not rock the boat. You see the boats in the background? So for those of you who are in a relationship, there's something here about you need to surrender what you're feeling. There's something about you need to speak up. You need to speak up here. Not speaking up is creating a lot of regret. It's creating, I'm sorry, I've got a whole new camera set up, so you'll have to apologize if I'm looking like I'm looking at weird angles and stuff. I'm trying to figure out where's the camera, where's the computer, you know, technical issues. But anyway, speaking of regret, right? For those of you who are in a relationship, you're not using your words is what's happening. You're not telling them what you think, what you feel. And you're doing this so you don't rock the boat. And the problem is that it's causing a lot of resentment, toxic, just energy to build up between the 2 of you. Now, let's go talk about those of you who are single. Like I said, it could be those of you who are single, you have regrets because you haven't asked this person out. And that is really going on here. It's like you are kind of chained to these fears, these worries, and they're just keeping you locked in place and you're just not stepping forward. But the thing is that this is one of those situations where they're asking you to be brave, to say what you need to say and ask the person out. Now, those of you on the flip side who are single, who went out on a date with somebody and you did speak up and it didn't work out, okay? Because there is definitely this energy of, you know, maybe you did say what you needed to say. You took your shot. It worked. You went on a date, but maybe it just turned out, oh, this wasn't it. Don't just leave the person hanging. Do speak up. This is important. There's something, you know, I read this story once about this guy who, after he went on a date with somebody, or he dated, like maybe him and a girl dated for a while. Once they broke up or they decided not to date any longer, he would have what he would call an exit interview. And he would literally ask them very personal questions about what the issue was about him, not about them. What was, you know, was he polite? Was he considerate? Was he thoughtful? Was he really wanted to be a better partner? And it almost feels like that's what this is. It's almost like you might have gone on a date or asked somebody out. You know, you had big feelings for this person. You ask them out. And the next thing you know, it just didn't work, okay? And instead of having regret and just kind of tiptoeing around it, or, you know, just ghosting the person, they're really asking you to surrender your worries, your fears, and all that, and step up and speak up, okay? Don't leave the person hanging, because this is honestly causing, for both of you, you and that person, it's going to cause unnecessary thoughts, worries, unnecessary, like, did I do something wrong? You know, this person, you know, if you leave them hanging, they're not going to know, maybe they did something wrong, or maybe it's just that y'all didn't have the chemistry. You know, there's 8 billion people in this world. You're not going to get along with everybody, and that's nothing wrong with that. So that could be all it is. But if you don't tell this person, they really might think that they're unlovable, unwantable, you know, untouchable until you speak up. So please, there is some energy here about for everybody, whether you're in a relationship, single, whatever, speak up. This is important. It feels like these unspoken words, whether, you know, you're in a relationship with somebody and your needs aren't getting met, whether you want to ask somebody out or you did ask somebody out and now you aren't working it out. The problem is when you're not saying what you feel about the situation, you're creating a tension here that isn't necessary. This is not a part of your timeline, and you don't need it. You don't need it. The best thing to do is to speak up. Now, I'm going to come back to that timeline here in just a second, because let's see where we're going, okay? Where is the future timing taking us? We have the 2 of Swords. We have the 6 of Wands. And we're going to finish up with, oh, no. There it goes. Love that. 3 of Swords, underlying energy. The 7 of Cups. This is the bonus card for this deck. It's called Raising Consciousness. And this is a very interesting card. That's in reverse. We have the 3 of Wands. Gosh, look at all these reversals. Death is in, no, death is not wrong. Or not in reverse. Death is right side up. 5 of Cups. And we end with 10 of Wands in reverse. I'm not going to let it go there. Let's pull, apparently 2 more. 2 more. We're going to get the 8 of Cups is in reverse and end with Chariot. There's Cancer. Okay, there is some movement being made here in the storyline, but the first thing is you have to be brave. You have to speak up and say what you need or want or desire or need to have happen, okay? Whatever this is, there is a relationship, and this is a romantic relationship, whether you're in one or not, okay? That your needs are not going to be met if you don't use your words whatsoever. But when you do use your words, when you surrender your fear or whatever it is, and just speak up. 2 of Swords, 6 of Wands, 3 of Swords. Y'all, look at this. So, you know, there is still a little bit of resistance that you don't see, because just like in all things, we can't predict how things are always going to go. So even if you speak up, there may be some pushback, but there's nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, the pushback leads, I think, to some very productive and quality conversations that really lead to success and healing, okay? So let me say this. If the relationship is already in existence, and like I said, it feels like for some of you who are already in these relationships, you just kind of given up. You know, you just kind of given up. You're not really speaking up. You're not really saying what you need. But that doesn't have to be that way. This situation can turn around if you will speak up. And that's what I feel like it is. It's like you're using your words. These are very productive conversations that really helps you to get past resentment and get on the same page, okay, about what you want. And honestly, I kind of feel like your partner doesn't even have a clue. I get the energy that your partner almost doesn't see this coming. They may not know that your needs are not being fulfilled here. So there may be just this energy of, well, thank you for telling me. Now, for those of you who are single, the ones who are going to speak up and say, hey, I like you. Would you please go out with me? I've been kind of shy and scary. This ends very well. Like I said, I don't think this person might even know that you're into them, but boy, does this work out for you. And those of you who may have gone out on a relationship, or I'm sorry, on a date, and you're like, I don't think it's gonna work out, but you're scared to hurt this person, so maybe you're just gonna leave them on read or ghost them or whatever. Don't do that, okay? They're saying literally, please don't do that. Don't break their heart. There's no reason to hurt somebody like that. Just be honest and upfront. And let me tell you, again, this is the card of, success and victory. But this is remember that exit interview I just discussed about the person dating somebody, there is just this energy of giving somebody confidence that they wouldn't have got otherwise. I want to say something we want before we get to the underlying energy and we wrap up the timing here. We have the Two of Pentacles. This is about something that's going to take over the next 2 years. So for those of you who are in a relationship, I think this has more to do with you, about really allowing the situation to be a continuous conversation, not just a one and done. Continue to speak up, continue to it's not about beating a dead horse. That's not what we're doing here. It's about making sure that we're both staying on the same page, that your needs are being met, that they understand what your needs are, and that you are checking in with them and asking them what are their needs, and that their needs are being met. For those of you who are single, it could be that this relationship, if you're asking this person out, it could be that this is a 2-year relationship, or that, for those of you who are not going to work out with this person, it could be this 2-year time frame has a lot to do with just healing. Okay, it's not so much it's going to be 2 years that you're in a relationship. It's not like that at all. Okay, or that you're going to be in a relationship, or before you're in a relationship. It's not like that at all. This 2-year thing here, this is about really, this is the beginning of you learning to speak up for your needs in relationships, and this is going to be a skill that you're going to be developing and growing and practicing with over the next 2 years. Because let's look at the underlying energy. There is just a big shift here. It's like this one little conversation you have really starts to help waking you up to why is it it's so overwhelming for you when you need to speak up, when you need to make choices, when you need to say something. And that's because prior to this moment, you were in this lower vibration. You were in fear, you were in worry, you were in anxiety, you were in doubt. You were not in a raised consciousness. And so you weren't getting what you want. You weren't going in the direction that you wanted. But this one little conversation, this one little stepping forward and asking for what you need to say or what you want really puts an end to that death. This is a Scorpio, by the way. This really shifts this forward. It helps move you out of this old way of thinking. 5 of Cups helps you let go of these baggage that you've been carrying, which is a lot of just self-worth and lack of self-worth, I should say, a lack of self-worth, a lack of self-esteem. You're able to just let go of this baggage, to walk away from it, and to kind of move in a different direction. Let me say something. You never can see what ripple or what wave a small ripple is going to create. Okay, they say it only takes a spark to get a fire going, right? And that's what this is. It's like this one little speaking up for yourself, saying what you want, what you need, what you don't want, creates a magnitude of energy behind it, where it's like this now becomes something where you get to become better practiced at it. This is just the first step. This is a baby step in the direction of you learning how to speak up for yourself, specifically within romantic relationships, but also in all relationships. This is a good, safe place for you to begin to practice, to say, these are what my needs are. My needs are not being addressed, but this is what I am going to require for us to have a relationship. And there's nothing greedy about that. There's nothing selfish or self-centered about that. What you are doing is you're asking to have the basic minimum of respect given to you. And this is what your boundaries and minimum requirements are, and asking in exchange, so what are yours? What do you need from me? What kind of boundaries do you need me to practice? This is how we establish a healthy relationship. So this is the very beginning of baby steps of you learning to speak up and really get your boundaries and needs and wants met. All right, y'all, this was an awesome reading. Thank you so much. Thank you for putting up with my whole new camera situation, because girlfriend got herself a fancy camera, but now I'm trying to where do I look? You remember that scene in Ricky Bobby? Where do I do with my hands? I don't know what to do with my hands. That's what I felt like the whole time. Where do I put my eyes? We'll get it worried. We'll get it all worked out is what I meant to say. So y'all come back. I hope I get to see you next time. I love you so much. Take care of yourself. Bye.